Check, 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 check. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Indrajit Namchum Arunachal League. This is match 40 between SIANG Warriors and DIBANG United. That's the overall table that we're looking at. As you can see, Capital Complex FC is leading the table with 21 points, and at the moment, as things stand, they are the only ones who are a total shoo-in as far as securing a spot in the top four is concerned. They are definitely going through. SIANG Warriors, who will be playing next, are leading behind with 16 points. And it's almost likely that they will make it through to the top four as well. But then again, it is subject to a few things. They have to win today's encounter against DIBANG United, of course. That's one thing. And speaking of DIBANG United, they are right at the bottom of the score table, if you can see. And regardless of the result of however the encounter today might turn out, there is unfortunately not any possibility of DIBANG United making it to the top four. So it's definitely a very important match for SIANG Warriors. Not to discount the importance for DIBANG United, but the fact is, as far as making it to the top four is concerned, is definitely SIANG Warrior who has to put in the more effort, because the rest of the other teams are trailing right behind them very closely. SIANG Warriors is being pursued by Monil FC, who is at 14 points, just a difference of 2 points there. And Monil FC is yet to play another game. So in case if SIANG loses the game today and Monil wins the next encounter, they might just go ahead. And then there's Subansiri United FC at 13 points. And as you can see, both the teams are now on the pitch. Round of high fives going around. SIANG Warriors in the traditional maroon-black combination. And DIBANG United is in blue and white. We have the match officials right there. Referee is Shri Tokotedi. Assistant referees are Seni Mida and Ngurang Dodum. Captains from both the team shaking hands. And referee will now do a coin toss to decide which side of the pitch the teams would like to select. This is the starting lineup for SIANG Warriors. Goalkeeper Riten Bori, and you have a lot of substitutes there as well. It's been a mixed bag of campaign for SIANG, mostly good, and that's the DIBANG United's starting lineup. It's been a bit of a learning process for DIBANG United, I must say. At the moment, as far as the table is concerned, they're right in the bottom at the 10th position. And bearing in mind it's only 10 teams, that's not really very good. But that's the way it has turned out for DIBANG United. A fairly new team formed for this particular season. So very likely that they would have learned a lot from this season and will come back much stronger in the next one. And that's the SIANG Warriors on the screen for you. They've had a good campaign. 7 matches so far, won 5 of them, drawn 1, lost 1, with overall points of 16 and a goal difference of 4 at the moment. And the supporters and the players from SIANG Warriors are fairly confident that this is going to be an easy one for them, especially considering that SIANG Warriors is at peak form at this point, right where it matters, and on the second position in the overall league, whereas DIBANG United is at the bottom. So hopefully it will work out as planned for either of the teams. Of course, this is not to say that DIBANG United will go down without a fight. I'm sure they would like to redeem their scoreboard, their reputation as much as they can by giving a tough fight to SIANG Warriors tonight. And here we are. Both the teams are on the pitch. Captain from, the player from SIANG Warrior getting ready right before kickoff. Referee says we are ready to start the game. This is SIANG Warriors FC versus DIBANG United FC. And that's the game beginning. And we're very close to the end of the playoffs. This is SIANG Warriors' 8th game, the penultimate game. They will have one more game after this. The same for DIBANG United as well. And as mentioned before, this pressure would be slightly, perhaps a little bit more on SIANG Warriors, considering that they do have a couple of teams trailing right behind them as far as the points are concerned. And with this win, they will be able to secure a spot in the top 4. SIANG Warriors is trailed by 3 teams, namely Monyul FC, Subansari United FC, FC Niaga United, very closely at the moment. We'll of course have to wait and see how their final games turn out to be. Namsai FC is also in contention actually, because as mentioned, the league format is as such that not only just your matches count, but how well the other teams and their encounters are performed also matters in the overall tally. If SIANG wins, it's 3 points for them, and they will definitely have a spot in the top 4. But then again, if they lose, then a lot of this would depend on how well the other teams, namely Monyul, Subansari United, FC Niaga and Namsai, perform in their final matches. At this point, let's get back to the action. It's SIANG Warriors from the back, trying to make something happen from the left flank. Suraj Gurung wants the ball. There's a feint, good bit of work there, but the defender from DIBANG United is right there, passes the ball back to the goalkeeper. Dispossessed. SIANG somehow still trying to take possession of the ball, and they managed to do so. A little bit of contesting there right in the middle. And SIANG still retaining possession, although the possession has been a little bit back and forth between the two teams. Throw in for SIANG Warriors. Ball in possession with DIBANG United. They play it to the left flank, trying to make something again happen from the center. Player goes down. Referee says play on. Now SIANG Warriors breaking through from the right flank. Good ball in. Finds player just about. Didn't quite manage to travel all the way the ball. And intercepted by the DIBANG United defenders. As mentioned before, DIBANG United being at the bottom of the table doesn't really have much of a chance of getting through, but a good bit of attack there brewing. Takes a shot. Goes wide of the left post just by a feet or so. A good attempt by Mimi there. Enosh Mimi, the captain, with that last attempt from DIBANG United. As I was saying, although DIBANG doesn't really have any possibility of making it through to the top 4, I'm sure they would like to redeem themselves in the last 2 games that they are left with, this being the 8th one, and if possible, at least increase their overall standing and points in the table. Good bit of frantic football we're witnessing right now. DIBANG with a long ball to the right flank. Dispossessed by the defender from SIANG Warriors. Pass it back. Karung passes back to the left back. Tari just looking for some space. Plays the ball long, but player from SIANG Warrior actually went down but got up just as quickly. Cleared by the DIBANG United defense. Goes out for a throw-in. Free kick for DIBANG United. DIBANG United maintains possession. Trying to create an opening from the right flank. Ball travels too fast there for Mibodo to do anything about it. After 6 minutes of gameplay, we are at SIANG Warriors 0, DIBANG United 0. Although DIBANG looks like they may be on the verge of something here. Good bit of skills there. Loses the ball somehow. Cleared by DIBANG, but again back in possession with, cleared by SIANG, but the possession is back with DIBANG again. Good ball there for Enosh Mini, but he couldn't really make much of it. Deflected off the defender, and first corner kick of the match for DIBANG United. Surely it looks like the pressure is on SIANG Warriors at the moment. DIBANG United has been pressing really hard, playing with intensity. They really feel they have to prove themselves, and that was not a bad attempt at goal whatsoever. That header just missed the top bar by a few inches. Good attempt there by the forward Katim Langkam. He knows he could have done better with that. Nonetheless, that was probably the closest attempt at a goal from DIBANG United that we have seen so far. Throw in for SIANG Warriors, intercepted by DIBANG. Good bit of tussle there between both the teams. DIBANG somehow retains possession. Two on one. It bit of a hard push there. Referee still doesn't see anything wrong with that. Ball goes out for a throw-in. Was the midfielder for DIBANG, Rejoice Sindan Tamang, really in the thick of action there. All over the ball, and the players from the other teams really playing with an intensity we may have not witnessed before by this team. The good long ball into the left flank. Enosh Mimi chases the ball but goes out. Ball was struck a little too well, perhaps had too much pace on it. Another corner kick for DIBANG United. Nibodo will take that. Good ball in, goes on the top of the net. Doesn't find any players from DIBANG United. Bit of a wasted opportunity there. Could have been taken much better. Goal kick now for SIANG Warriors. A little bit of miscommunication there between the players from SIANG Warriors. As we may have witnessed in the last month or so of footballing activity that has been coming your way, this league, Indrajit Namchung Arunachal League, has attempted something new, a professional club style format of football for the first time in the state. And a lot of these teams are actually fairly new in their formation. They may have existed before, but the overall team formation, the way the players have been recruited, the rules of having players from that specific region representing the team, and from the state and then from outside the state, it's all fairly new for any kind of football tournament or league in Arunachal. So that's a new start, and hopefully this has given the push that Arunachal football probably needed in the last few years, and hopefully with more iterations the later seasons will see in the subsequent years, the footballing field will grow only more in our state. A lot of potential stars have been showcased in this tournament so far, and that's SIANG now trying to build up something from the left flank. Ronash Pait was right in the thick of the action there, goes down the player from SIANG. This is Suraj Gurung. Referee says, blows the whistle. That's definitely a free kick for SIANG Warriors. The player from DIBANG United is also down. Not sure if that's on account of the collision, the tackle, or just muscle cramp of some sort. Nonetheless, this could be an opportunity for SIANG Warriors to score a goal and perhaps get that elusive lead that they haven't found in last 12 minutes of gameplay so far. Player from DIBANG United is down. Referee checking on him. Not entirely sure what really happened there. He's just checking with the player from SIANG Warriors if there was some kind of a foul, perhaps an elbow of some sort, which happened there. Defensive wall for DIBANG seems to be somewhat dominated by all the maroon shirts of SIANG Warriors, as we can see. All the defenders are checking their players intensely, as you can see. A fair bit of pushing and shoving going on the right hand side of the screen. And Denzel, the captain for SIANG Warriors, will take that free kick. Let's see what he does with it. Is he going to attempt a goal? Referee has a yellow card out, and he gives the yellow card to DIBANG United's player, Pidi Umbre. Not sure what happened there. We didn't quite catch the action. I think maybe all the jostling for space and the pushing was a little too much for the referee's liking. So that's definitely a yellow card for Pidi Umbre. And around 15 minutes of gameplay, and SIANG Warriors Still waiting to take that free kick. Lobs it in. Gets a touch, but not quite enough. Doesn't have the direction of the power that the striker from Siang Warriors would have wanted, sorry. Doesn't really do anything, goes out for a goal kick. DIBANG United on a break, takes good crack at it. Doesn't quite direct it the way Mimi would have liked it. Goes wide of the left post. Again, a good breakthrough from DIBANG United. That was not a bad attempt whatsoever. As you can see, the attacks sometimes just appear out of nowhere, as is this one is. Good bit of run there by Blinson, but ball still with DIBANG United. Both the teams are doing just as well, pressing hard in their own respective times. We've seen attacks fast and furious from both Siang. That's a good run there by the player from Siang Warrior, but intercepted and checked right at the right time by DIBANG United defenders. Good ball in there. Again, well controlled and cleared by the DIBANG United defenders. Good work there by DIBANG. Now they are trying to break through from the right. Intercepted, and ball goes out for a throw-in for DIBANG United. Very fast-paced game of football we're witnessing right now. Both the teams are intent on breaking the deadlock and see if they can get that first goal. The assistant referee's flag goes up. Denzel trying to make a good run, gives it to his teammate, isn't able to turn and connect as he probably would have liked. That was a good opportunity for Siang Warriors. Siang Warriors still retaining possession. A little bit of fancy work there by the player from Siang Warriors. Loses possession in the end, and it's a free kick for DIBANG United. Ball safely with the goalkeeper from Siang Warriors. Long ball ahead by Karung Tair. Finds a player from Siang Warriors. Good bit of work there between the forward, the centre forward and the left wing. Assistant referee's flag goes up. Offside call. Almost 20 minutes of gameplay so far. No scores whatsoever from both the ends. There have been plenty of attempts and attacks from both the teams, but none of that has converted into an actual goal. The clearance from the Dibang Dibang United defenders. Not as precise as they probably would have liked. Long ball to the right flank now. Linson tried to make something happen. Now another long ball in for Enosh. Enosh maybe still has the ball, passes it back. Methodical build-up by Dibang United, but finally broken by the SIANG Warriors. This again now SIANG Warriors on the break. It's a good run. Suraj Gurung goes down, not happy with that challenge, protesting to the referee. Just does enough to get a free kick at a very crucial spot right outside of the D box. Could be dangerous for Dibang United, and this could be the opportunity that SIANG Warriors have been looking for. So the captain for SIANG Warriors, Denzel, will take that free kick as he did the last time. Let's see what he does. Just chips it in. Finds somebody from Dibang United, deflects off the near post. Got very lucky there. Dibang United, that is not lucky for SIANG Warriors. That could have been the goal they were looking for. Danger just subsided for the moment. Right now the ball goes out for a throw-in. Dibang United just doing a little bit of 1-2 in the back there. Pushing forward now from the right. Intercepted by SIANG Warriors. Ball was cleared, but this possession was lost to Dibang Warriors. 2-on-1, and the player from Dibang United goes down. Just holding on to his shin, or rather the foot, with a lot of pain. The referee is checking on him. Doesn't quite count the foul strong enough for any kind of cards whatsoever, but he's definitely going to give a free kick there. So having a word with the players from Dibang United. We've had 23 minutes of very high-paced, high-octane football so far. The finishes haven't been quite as clinical or precise. That's a good ball, good free kick taken, but nearly not good enough. Right in the hands of the goalkeeper for SIANG United. He will deal with those all day long with no trouble whatsoever, really. Suraj now working from the right flank. Passes it back. Long ball ahead. Good bit of ball control there. Takes a half-hearted attempt at that. A low kick close to the ground. Didn't really have any power there. Not quite entirely sure what the player was thinking at that point. Heavy tackle there. The player from Dibang United goes down. Joseph from SIANG was involved in that collision with Tamang. And that's a free kick for Dibang United, taken by Tamang. Just lobs it ahead. Jostling for the ball, but it goes out for a throw-in. SIANG now on a breakthrough. Denzel with the ball, the captain. The perpetual playmaker makes a good run from the right flank. Well intercepted by the defender from DIBANG. Ball is still being contested. Again, back with SIANG. Joseph really stretching and doing all sorts of trickery to retain possession, but loses it to DIBANG still. Suraj Gurung now trying to do something from the right. Player from SIANG goes down inside the D box, but the referee has decided to let the game go on. It was Anurag who went down earlier there. The referee doesn't agree with that. Otherwise, that could have been a penalty for SIANG Warriors, but nothing of that sort at the moment. It's still DIBANG trying to press on from the right flank. Get it throw in. 26 minutes of gameplay over, still no scores. SIANG Warriors 0, DIBANG United 0. Throw in for DIBANG United. Long throw in. Possession lost to SIANG. Captain Denzel again making a good run. He's been very effective, very efficient and fast with those runs he's been making on the right flank, but unfortunately for SIANG Warriors, none of that has really converted into a goal yet. But we've seen quite a few good runs there from Denzel so far. The captain definitely leading from the front. Quick throw in by SIANG. Intercepted by DIBANG. Ball played ahead by DIBANG now. DIBANG United trying to make a breakthrough from the left. Enosh Mimi again in the thick of the action. It's a little chaotic out there with the ball retention and the possession changing hands between the teams. A lot of it is not really with intent, but rather an extreme chaotic confusion that we are seeing. Hotly contested by both the players from both the teams. Mimi loses it. Throw in for SIANG Warriors. Enosh Mimi is down on the pitch. Physio is having a look there. Referee had a word with the goalkeeper there. For SIANG Warriors, Riten Bori. After checking on Mimi, just making sure that unnecessarily no time is being wasted. One of the things we have to mention is that throughout the league, the calling by the referees has been on point. Supporters for SIANG, they're enjoying a little snack as they enjoy the game. A bit of 1-2 there between Denzil and Anurag for SIANG Warriors. Justin Bohr is trying to make a good attempt there, but assistant referee says that's an offside. Referee blows the whistle. A little bit of tussle and pushing back there. Just making sure that the ball is placed at the right place from where the foul took place. And it's Sonju Bori taking that free kick for SIANG. Wasn't a bad ball in. Possession still being hotly contested by both the teams. Good bit of run there, but doesn't find any support in that cross in. Good attempt by Joseph Fjorpen. Again, Justin Bohr again on the attack from the left flank. Frustrated with that. Good work there by the defender from DIBANG United. Denied that cross in. Very efficiently done. A corner kick for SIANG United. Around it. 32 minutes of gameplay over, and this could be again the opportunity that SIANG Warriors are looking for. The captain Denzil takes that corner kick, lobs it in, goes out for a goal kick. Good work there by Suraj Gurung. Fancy footwork there. Did just enough to dodge the defenders, but that last touch, that strike wasn't accurate enough or didn't have enough power really. Misses the right post by a long, good margin there. And now it's DIBANG. Rinosh Mimi leading the attack with PD Ombre by his side. These two have been very instrumental in leading the charge and making all the gameplay, the coordination between these two players. PD Umbre and Inish Mimi has been excellent throughout their campaign. Of course, the tally, the scoreboard, the final scoreboard as it stands may not be a testament to that, but the fact is, as we said, a lot of these teams are newly formed. A lot of these players haven't really been playing with each other for a long time, so they may lack that coordination. But that combination of PD Umbre and Inashmini is one to look out for in the subsequent seasons that will come along in the next few years. That was a rough sliding tackle, but the referee says play on. DIBANG still retains possession, somehow takes a crack at it. Well controlled and kept by the goalkeeper from the SIANG. You can see the statistics there very evenly at the moment. The possession has been almost 50-50 for SIANG and DIBANG. Both shots taken, shots on target, has been equally precise, 5 each for both the teams. And after close to 35 minutes of gameplay, we still don't have any goals on the scoreboard at the moment. Good ball chipped ahead, but the Dibang United defenders are there to do the job. Not quite sure what happened there with Anurag. The attack just kind of petered away. And now it's Dibang from the left. Nini sends the ball in but doesn't quite find a teammate there, dispossessed by the SIANG defenders. Justibor for SIANG Warriors. Loses possession. But again, possession is being lost in a matter of seconds between the teams, really. Again, Dibang United with a good ball in, but finds the defender instead of the striker for their team. Long ball clearance. Joseph on the run from the right, just waiting to see if he has any support from the team. Takes a crack at it from his left foot. Not a bad hit, but the goalkeeper from Dibang United, John Dai, does the work as he's expected to. Goes out for a throw in. Enosh is somewhat frustrated with that. None of the attempts by Dibang is really bearing any fruits. A little bit of a harsh tackle there from the back. The referee blows the whistle for a free kick for SIANG Warriors. Joseph with the ball for SIANG Warriors. Suraj. Players from SIANG Warriors are protesting that the last touch came off the players from Dibang United, so it's a corner kick for them. Pressure is definitely building on Dibang United at the moment. It's the captain Denzel again with the corner kick. And he made that count. It just went in without a second touch. Clinical finish. Beautifully curved and positioned, did exactly what he wanted. Dibang United goes down by 1 goal. That's SIANG Warriors leading by 1 goal. Beautifully struck by no one other than the captain, Denzel. Probably one of the only goals we have seen in the league so far, which came directly off a corner kick with just a single touch. No second touch by either a player or anyone from SIANG or a defender from Dibang. This was all Denzel's baby, and he made that one count. At around 37 minutes he scored, and with that SIANG Warriors are up by 1 goal to 0. Justibor now for SIANG Warriors, pressing hard. The forward from the SIANG Warriors are mindful of the offside trap that the Dibang United players have set for them. That's the goal, lobbed high, perfectly aimed. It wasn't so much the curve of the ball, but rather the elevation and the angle with which he struck it. Immaculately done by the captain for SIANG Warriors, Denzel Karshande. it ahead to the left flank. Again, something doing, but the left winger decides to have a go at the ball himself, but really that doesn't do much. Joseph there. Now again, the captain Denzel in the thick of the action trips and falls down after that heavy bit of pushing. Justibor from SIANG trying to do his best. DIBANG has the ball, pressing forward from the right flank now. 2-on-1. Lost possession. Good work there by the defender for SIANG Warriors, Kankinantari. Again, we see the captain Denzel in the playmaking. That could be a little dangerous. Suraj directs the ball to the goal, seeing that it was fairly empty at that point with the goalkeeper and defender up ahead from their position. Took a chance with that. Not bad thinking, but wasn't able to quite direct the ball as he would have liked. And after 41 minutes of gameplay, it's still SIANG 1 and DIBANG 0. Throw in for SIANG Warriors. Anurag looking for a teammate. Gives it to Lentham. Lentham passes it to Denzel, the captain again. See if he can do something. He's been their magic man throughout the league. An effective captain. He's done his duties very efficiently. And that's the reason we see SIANG Warriors in the second spot at the moment. And if things go their way, their journey will continue forward and they probably will be able to maintain a spot in the top 4. Anurag for SIANG. Chips it ahead for Denzel on the right flank. We might just see another one of those good runs by Denzel, as we have very good pace from Denzel. Puts the ball in and that makes it 2-0. That was Suraj Gurung. Makes no mistake there whatsoever with that. Lovely run by Denzel. Excellent low ball and finds Suraj where exactly he was. Suraj makes no mistake with that. And with that, SIANG Warriors are 2-0 for DIBANG. Lovely ball in. Denzel did much of the hard work, but Suraj with that clinical last touch makes sure that he made no mistake, found the gap between all the defenders and puts that to the back of the net. SIANG 2, DIBANG 0. Player from SIANG is down. Referee is just checking on him. The captain Denzel is helping him up. That was Suraj Gurung. He's the one who scored that last goal for SIANG and doubled their lead, 2-0. Referee drops the ball for resumption of the game. 44 minutes of gameplay over. We'll have probably a few more minutes of added on time. Let's see who can capitalize on that more, SIANG or DIBANG. Lobbed ahead to the captain Denzel. There's a clever bit of overhead flick to Anurag, went back to Denzel, and now with Panyang. Panyang plays it back to Anurag. Justibor was looking for that ball. Doesn't quite find him. 3 minutes of added on time. Ball goes out for a corner kick for DIBANG United. 3 minutes of added on time. We've had a fairly disciplined game so far, except for that one yellow card we saw earlier against Speedy Umbre. There hasn't been much controversy or any kind of unnecessary rough play by either of the teams. Enosh takes that corner kick, finds the head of the defender from SIANG. Cleared by SIANG Warriors for a throw-in. Quick throw-in by DIBANG United. They really want to make something happen in the dying minutes of the added on time of the first half if they can. They are trailing by 2 goals. If they can just strike back with 1 goal at least. Maybe just lower the distance between the two teams. Again, this is Justibor on a breakout from the right. He falters, loses possession. Good job there by the defender from DIBANG United. And now Singfo did just enough to dispossess Justibor and put out that attempt at goal, which was fairly close. If Justibor managed to retain possession, that could have been the third goal SIANG would have scored. Of jostling and tumble and fall there right inside the D box of SIANG. The player from DIBANG United is still down. The referee blows the whistle. He's going to check on him. It's Blinson who's down. Referee resumes play there. Cleared away by the SIANG Warriors defender. Dispossessed. The ball eventually goes out for a throw-in. Both the teams are protesting that call. Not sure what happened there. 2 balls cannot be there on the pitch at the same time. It's a throw-in for SIANG Warriors. Back. Jubori with the ball. Justibor has the ball now. Gives it to Denzel. Denzel again trying to recreate something. Back with Anurag. Back to Justibor. Chips it in. No offside call. It's finally been called as an offside. That was rather dangerous and fairly confusing at that point. It seemed like clear offside initially. It was called a little late, but that's the halftime whistle, and now it's still SIANG Warriors FC 2, DIBANG United FC 0. A very clear and decisive lead by SIANG Warriors. Not necessarily a completely dominating performance as such. The possession has been equally split between the two teams. The attempts and attacks have been fairly equal as well, but it's SIANG Warriors who have been able to convert those attempts, and that's the reason we see the scoreboard at this point with SIANG Warriors leading 2-0 for DIBANG United. This is the halftime break. Please stay tuned. We will be back shortly, and that is the statistics. As mentioned earlier, the possession is equally split between them almost. 51% for SIANG, 49 for DIBANG. 10 shots by SIANG, 6 by DIBANG. 5 shots on target by SIANG, 2 for DIBANG. 2 corner kicks for Siang. One of them was really instrumental. That's where the goal was scored. 3 for DIBANG, 4 offside by Siang, 2 by DIBANG, 3 fouls committed by DIBANG, 6 by, sorry, 3 fouls committed by Siang, 6 by DIBANG, and actually 1 card each for both the teams, 1 yellow card each. As mentioned, please stay tuned. We'll just in the halftime break. We'll be back shortly with more action and the second half of this encounter between Siang Warriors FC and Dibang United FC. Welcome back to the second half of this thrilling encounter between SIANG Warriors FC and DIBANG United FC. We've had very frantic bit of football from both the teams in the first half. Nonetheless, it is SIANG Warriors FC who are leading with 2-0 at the moment. They've had a good campaign so far. They're on the second position in the league table at the moment. And with the way things are looking, looks like they are on their way to the top four, the top final four of the league table. And that means they will be featuring in final knockout matches, which will be held between the top four teams. At the moment, it is Capital Complex FC, which is through definitively to the final four with the total score of 21 points, and they still have one more game to go. As for the rest of the 3-4 teams behind CCFC, SIANG Warriors, Montreal FC, Subansari United and FC Niga United are contesting between themselves as to who will take that the rest of the three spots. Again, getting back to the action, it's SIANG Warriors against DIBANG United, and Justibor from SIANG United has gone down. Looks like that was a bit of a hard tackle he suffered. SIANG United is leading by 2-0, scored in the first half, first by the captain Denzel, and that was a fantastic goal as we saw, taken directly from the corner kick. One touch and makes it back to the far post. And then he was again instrumental in the second goal as well, which was netted by Suraj Gurung, but most of the hard work was done by Denzel with that excellent run we saw from the right flank, and then that lovely cross-in which found Suraj exactly where he needed to be. Right now it's DIBANG United attacking, takes a shot wide of the goal post. PD Umbre, and the ball was fed to him by Enosh Mimi. These two have been, as I mentioned before, very instrumental in DIBANG United's journey so far. They've had a good bit of coordination and cohesion between themselves. And both, of course, local lads representing DIBANG. And Suraj goes down. That tackle was fairly hard from the back. Looks like the referee is going for his yellow card. Yes, he is. And as for INAL Lasang, number 15, doesn't really contest that much, smiling along. He knows that was probably valid. Nonetheless, close to the goal for DIBANG. This could be dangerous. Right there in the center, Joseph is measuring his steps. Looks like he might be the one taking that free kick for SIANG Warriors. The referee making sure. Apologies. Looks like that was Biban Kashyap Bora, rather, who was given that yellow card, number 12, and not Singfo. Anyways, Joseph now, Joseph Yorpin for SIANG Warriors. Let's see what he does with that. Hits the wall. Still the ball is with SIANG. Dispossessed. DIBANG on a breakthrough now. This could be a good chance there. Plays the ball ahead. Enosh Mimi tried to make something happen. Played the ball along, but couldn't. His teammate couldn't get to the ball in the time. Dispossessed again now this time. Takes his strike at it. And didn't really do much, and we have a substitution for SIANG United. It's Justibor is out, and in his place it's Laldan Mawia, who's coming in for SIANG, and looks like that yellow card. There may have been 2 yellow cards in that last scrap we saw. It's a corner kick for DIBANG, quickly taken by Inosh Mini. Doesn't really much come out of it. Goes out for another corner kick from the other side for DIBANG United. As I was saying, looks like either there was some confusion about the yellow card, or both the 2 players, Biban and INAL from DIBANG United, were shown the yellow cards in that last scrap we saw. Good ball, but cleared away by the SIANG Warrior defenders. Kankinam from SIANG Warriors went down there, but the play is going on. Anurag there. Denzel passes the ball along to Joseph. Referee blows the whistle. Assistant referee said that was an offside. DIBANG Warrior wants to take that free kick as quickly as they can, really. They are trailing by 2-0. Would like to cover that distance, at least put 1 goal back in if they can. Again, player from DIBANG United goes down, referee says free kick. Tamang will take that free kick for DIBANG United. Seems to be well positioned at the moment. We can only see the maroon shirts from SIANG United. In comes the blue shirts for DIBANG. Let's see what Tamang intends to do here. Will he pass it along to a teammate or go for glory himself? He goes for glory, so it seems deflects off one of the defenders, it may have, and goes out of play. That's a goal kick. Not a bad attempt by Tamang there, but doesn't have the desired effect or the result. Denzel dispossessed, but the defender for SIANG, Ronash Pai, is up to the task there. Tamang with the ball for DIBANG United again. Midfielder plays it long across to the left wing. Good ball inside, but cleared competently by Kankinam for SIANG United, and safely now with the goalkeeper from SIANG Warriors. So far in the second half, we've seen that DIBANG United has definitely been pressing very hard. They definitely want to score a goal, decrease the deficit of 2 goals if they can, maybe even equalize and then score another one if they can, and then maybe take the 3 points. Might seem a little unlikely at this point considering the lead that SIANG Warriors have and also the overall standing in the tally. DIBANG United is the 10th team, right at the bottom, while SIANG Warriors is the second at the second spot. And takes a crack at it with his left foot, but that really didn't have any power behind it. No trouble for the SIANG Warriors goalkeeper. All dispossessed by SIANG. SIANG on the break now. It's again Suraj trying to create some trouble. Anytime he's there, him and Denzel, the captain. DIBANG United defenders have something to worry about. Very clinical, very dangerous, this duo of Denzel and Gurung. Player from DIBANG United is down. Referee is pointing to the spot where he wants the free kick from. Chips it in, doesn't find anyone from DIBANG there. Goes out of play. The last touch was from a player from SIANG Warriors. Throw in for DIBANG, quickly taken. Ball again, lobbed in. Safely with the goalkeeper for SIANG United, SIANG Warriors, Riten Bori. So far, the defense from SIANG Warriors has been very competent. They haven't made any mistakes whatsoever for which they would have been punished. And then Zinosh Mimi plays the ball ahead, but well intercepted by the defender from SIANG, Ronash Pait. Joseph plays the ball long for Gurung, but Gurung couldn't quite get there in time. Tamang now with the ball, plays it ahead. Tamang. Suraj Gurung trying to find some support, finds it in Anurag. Anurag plays it back to Suraj again, looking for some support. Teammates goes down. That looked like a legit call. There wasn't a very harsh of a tackle, but was enough to disbalance Suraj Gurung, and he goes down. And this is a free kick for SIANG United. Again, very close to the D box, rather right outside of the D box. So this again can be a very dangerous situation for DIBANG United. goalkeeper from DIBANG, the John Dye, just making sure his wall is where he wants it to be. As you can see this from this angle, this could be dangerous. Hits the wall. Anurag, first shot hits the wall, second one goes to the goalkeeper. No trouble there. DIBANG United on the break from the left. DIBANG slows it down a little bit, passes it to the defender. Virang plays the ball ahead. Kelly playing. Anurag for SIANG. Flicks the ball ahead, but doesn't quite reach the recipient as he would have liked. Loses possession back to DIBANG. That pass could have been so much better. Intercepted by SIANG. Safely retained by SIANG. All with the captain, Denzel. SIANG just playing it nice and easy, no rush. Good long ball in. Suraj is there to receive it. Flicked away, cleared well enough. But the captain, Denzel, is again there with his long runs. Good ball in, headed by Joseph, but doesn't quite connect as well as he would have liked. Came very close to scoring there. The DIBANG United's defense was up to the task. Now ball on the cross field. Denzel, the captain, again in the thick of the action. The possession of the ball is just changing hands very rapidly. Player from DIBANG United goes down for a free kick, quickly taken. Enosh Mimi on the right again. Nothing comes out of that. Enosh Mimi again jostling for the ball. Minutes, 61 or 62 minutes of gameplay over with. DIBANG really knows this is do or die time for them. That was fairly harsh, that tackle. Not sure if that was really intended. More than the defender sliding, and it was the player from DIBANG United who kind of came rushing there, inadvertently colliding with the defender from SIANG United. That looked fairly painful. Instructions being shouted by the coach from DIBANG United. They have a free kick. This could be a chance for DIBANG United. We have enough players committed to that. Has a go at it himself. Misses the near post just by a feet or so. That was Joyce Tamang. Not a bad attempt. You have to have a go at some of those opportunities, really. Again, it's Denzel, the captain for SIANG, from the right flank. Very dangerous anytime he makes that run of his. Finds his teammate Suraj Gurung as intended, but is unable to do anything with that. Suraj was a little frustrated with that, and now we seem to have Blinson from DIBANG United. He's down on the pitch. Looks like a muscle cramp of some sort. Physio is having a look. You have to admit that we've seen a fair bit of muscle cramps and such injuries throughout the league. Not entirely sure if that has anything to do with the weather or the pitch conditions. or just overall conditioning really. But there have been a fair amount of that throughout the league. And Anurag for SIANG is just waiting to take that corner kick. Referee urging Blinson to either step out of the pitch if he cannot continue with the gameplay, so that that corner kick can be taken by SIANG Warriors, who are really thirsting for their third goal if they can, at close to 65 minutes of gameplay. We have substitution for SIANG. Lenton Panyang is out. Anurag finally takes that corner kick. Lobbed high, punched away by the goalkeeper from DIBANG. Danger is still not finished though. Cleared by DIBANG. Still being attempted to be cleared by DIBANG. They managed to finally do that. Hard bit of shoving and push there by Joseph. Enosh Mimi goes down for a free kick. Lenton Panyang was substituted, and in his place we have Geni Taeng for SIANG United. Kelly Pang for DIBANG United will take that free kick. Enosh Mimi again with the ball from the right. Always dangerous. Takes a shot at it. That was not a bad strike whatsoever. That was fairly close. Hits the top bar. It was probably Pidi Umbre with that attempt. Not a bad attempt whatsoever. Came very close to scoring the first goal for DIBANG United at around 67 minutes. Nonetheless, nothing came off it, and at this point, it's still SIANG Warriors leading by 2-0 for DIBANG United FC. There's the strike we saw. One touch. So it didn't hit the top bar. Just a few inches above it, but that was not a bad attempt whatsoever. Tamang with that free kick for DIBANG. Just chips it in. Players from DIBANG United scampering for the ball. They're cleared by the SIANG Warriors defense somehow. Dispossessed Tamang, lobs it high ahead to Enosh Mimi. Controls the ball well enough, but can he retain possession? Goes down. Captain from SIANG, Denzel, is again in the middle of the action. Joseph from the left flank doing his best to create something happen. Good skill there, but Anurag comes for support from the back, but just not in time. Ball goes out again for another throw in. Kankinam will take that throw in for SIANG United, just directing his players, his teammates to where he should be. Is probably going for a long, deep throw in with the run up, and yes. And I think he may have taken that throw in incorrectly, probably stepped into the pitch as he was throwing it in. Throw in now goes for DIBANG United. And again, it's a throw in now for SIANG Warriors. DIBANG on a breakthrough from the left flank. A little bit of lack of coordination there. Takes his strike anyways from the left foot. Didn't really have that precision or the aim one would have liked to see at this point. The attempt was by Blinson. Blinson has been one of the key players for DIBANG United in this tournament so far. But at this point, none of his attempts seem to be bearing fruit. Suraj Gurung again. Dispossessed. It's now Tamang for DIBANG. Kelly Paying with the ball. Flicks it ahead for Inosh Mimi. And they finally managed to score a goal. That was Blinson Basumata. Finally that goal, that elusive goal that DIBANG United were looking for. A little bit of a fumble there in the defense for SIANG Warriors. Not quite as alert as they probably should have been or could have been. And with that, the goal deficit of 2-0 is decreased. It's DIBANG United. Blinson Basumata, who scored at right around the 70th minute mark, and it's now SIANG 2 and DIBANG 1. That goal definitely would have done something for DIBANG United as far as their energy and enthusiasm is concerned. An equalizer doesn't seem that far away now with just a 1-goal difference. And this is precisely the problem, or rather the beauty of a fast-paced football game. 2-0 may have seemed like a formidable enough lead at one point, but 1 goal, and that's all the difference, and it doesn't seem insurmountable at all. DIBANG could very well just have made their comeback into the game. And it's now they are breaking through from the left flank again. Blinson again leading the charge as always. As the action replay of the last goal that we saw, that was Blinson. It was a good ball in, the clearance, if you see, there was sloppy defending from SIANG Warriors. They gave him just too much room to maneuver, and he scored that goal not on the first but the second touch. SIANG Warriors defense really should have been better than that. Nonetheless, a goal well deserved for DIBANG United, and they're back in the game at this point with 2-1. Tamang. The captain Denzel goes down. Joseph there protesting with the referee with that kind of checking. The body checking was not at all done from his point of view. Inosh Mimi now plays it to Tamang. Tamang looking for support from the left. Gets it back to Tamang. Iran Pidi Umbre. Blinson. Fair bit of confusion there, but finally it's a free kick for SIANG. Substitution, couple of substitutions there for DIBANG United. Blinson is going out as it's Malik Gamno, and in their place we have Emulingi and Jumbo Tacho. Minutes of gameplay over. It's SIANG leading by 2-1. Not an insurmountable lead by any means whatsoever. We still have a good 15 minutes of gameplay yet to be done, and of course there might be some amount of added on time as well. Still plenty of time for DIBANG to do something, and even if they don't make it to the top 4, which they won't, even if they win this encounter, they would still like to redeem themselves and just etch and pull their way out of that bottom spot that they are in right now and go back home with some amount of redemption and come back again in the next season in a better form. Yirang plays the ball along to Kelly Paing. Kelly lobs it in, just looking to find Andogo Metal, but that ball just had too much pace and power in it. Metal couldn't get to that end time. Goal kick for SIANG Warriors. Cleared away. Ball still with DIBANG. Tamang takes a crack at it. Goes really wide. Teammates applaud his attempt anyway. But that was nowhere close to the goal really. Well struck, but absolutely did not have the aim or precision he probably would have wanted. SIANG on a breakthrough now as Joseph goes down. Not sure if he was fouled. Looks like he was. Referee is sure about that. Shows the yellow card. Jumbo Tacho. He doesn't really protest it. I think he had to take a call on that. Jumbo had to probably decide for that tackle. He knows that Joseph was looking way too dangerous, and unless he was stopped on his track, that very well could have been another goal for SIANG. So that was a calculated risk he took. Gets a yellow card for his trouble. Nonetheless, he seems okay with that, although in that replay it's not entirely very sure. Almost seems as if Joseph's pace may have done the trick there really. Ran so fast he probably lost control. It's the captain again, Denzel, who will take that free kick. This could be dangerous for DIBANG. Chips it in and just misses it. That first attempt could not quite be retained by the goalkeeper, John, but that second touch came very close, just rolls inches past the right post. Could easily have been the third goal for SIANG. And the player from SIANG Warriors who attempted that has gone down. Referee is checking on it. From this angle, we're not sure who the player is. It's Suraj Gurung. That's the reaction replay. The first touch by the captain. Makes its way to the goalkeeper, but wasn't quite enough. The second, well, that didn't do anything either. Anyway, we have another substitution. Neymar Pajing is coming in. And looks like Sonju Borui is out for the moment. Minutes of gameplay. DIBANG thought that was a throw-in for them, but looks like it's a throw-in for SIANG Warriors. Well kept by the defenders from SIANG Warriors. Attempted clearance by the captain. Still SIANG Warriors tried to do a clever back flick Anurag there, but doesn't quite work out. Possession given away to DIBANG. And ball is still being contested heavily by both the teams, really. Difficult to say whose ball is it at any given point. Just changing possession in a matter of seconds. Tawang takes that free kick. Good one, lobbed all the way inside the box. The teammate from DIBANG also made a contact, but wasn't nearly enough. Pidi Umbre really desperate, trying to make something happen. Tamang still trying to find a way in for his teammates. Passes the ball along to Imu Lingi. Lingi is the freshest pair of legs for DIBANG United at this point. If anyone, it's probably him who can make that difference and perhaps come up with that equalizer for DIBANG United. Then Neymar Pajing on the left flank, looking dangerous. He has the support he wants. It's Suraj. Back to Neymar. Suraj goes down. Referee says play on. Kankinam. Back to Neymar. Neymar still showing his skills on the left flank, but looks like it's a throw-in for DIBANG now. Jumbo Tacha looking for that ball. He wants to get that throw-in as soon as he can. Kelly takes it. Play it ahead. Headed away by SIANG Warrior. Again, Tamang with that long ball, and it just probably too long. Struck a little too hard. Goes out for a throw-in for SIANG Warriors. Jonas Payet plays it back to Karung Tair. The defense from the SIANG Warriors has been impeccable, really. Haven't given much chances to the DIBANG Warriors attack, except for that last one which we saw, wherein DIBANG United managed to score a goal. That was not the best of defense we saw by SIANG Warriors, but overall they have been fairly competent and very strong defensively. Still leading by 2-1, but as we know, a 1-goal deficit is nearly not enough in a high-pressured game like this. And bear in mind, we are at the end, almost at the end of the playoffs of the league, and how well these teams perform in these dying final matches of the league will have a bearing on where they stand at the end of the scores when they're tallied. SIANG, opportunity there, takes a shot, not very well struck, cleared away somehow. Nice by DIBANG, throw in for SIANG. It's a good run there. The goalkeeper from DIBANG United does well enough to keep that. It's a very good run by Geni Tang there. He passed the ball along in the center as he should have, but the goalkeeper was up to the task. "85 minutes of gameplay over. SIANG is still holding on to that 1-goal lead. The score is 2-1 in favor of SIANG at the moment. Long ball played by SIANG Warrior defender, but finds the defender, the left back from DIBANG. DIBANG has the ball, and again it's Enosh. Ball with Kelly Payeng now. Kelly urging it on. Yirang. Kelly tries to put the ball in the center, but it's the back of the defender. Gets thrown in for his trouble. Tamang there, doing his best to create an opening, but the defensive line from SIANG Warrior holds tight. And safely in. Safely held on to by the goalkeeper. He has to be a little bit careful when he's stepping back like that. It's almost inside the back of that goal line as he was catching on to the ball. Tamang now again for the defense. He's been very busy, Tamang. Playing all throughout the midfield and the front, creating chances. Now it's Enosh Mimi on the right again. Enosh Mimi has been trying very hard, but not necessarily been rewarded so far for his attempts. And Imulingi really wants that ball if he can. Score that equalizer if possible. Doesn't quite work out. It's almost at the end of 88 minutes. Not too much time there left for DIBANG. If they want to do something, now's the time. Imulingi, a little bit of fancy footwork there, but lost possession. Clumsy bit of work there from both the team players, really. Player goes down. The DIBANG United Warriors, the DIBANG United players are having a little word between themselves. In the meantime, we have another substitution for DIBANG. Enosh Mimi is out, and in his place it is Uya Tayu, number 7 forward. And Enosh, the captain's gone out, and he has handed over the captain duty to Nibodo Yirang as he went along. It's again Tamang for DIBANG United, trying to make something happen. Ball played ahead, but doesn't do much really. Well intercepted by the SIANG Warriors. Tamang right there in the midfield, in the thick of the action once again, urging his teammate to play the ball ahead to Imulingi. Imulingi lobs it in, long high ball, cleared by the defender from SIANG. A little bit of push and shove there. Denzil, the captain for SIANG, is saying really that wasn't enough of a challenge. Free kick for DIBANG, which was taken very quickly. DIBANG is really pressing hard. This is the 90th minute of normal game time, and this is the do or die situation right now for them, really. Trailing by 1 goal. If anything has to happen for them, it has to be now. In the meantime, it's Suraj Gurung for SIANG Warriors. Five minutes of added on time. The referee blows the whistle. We'll have to see what that was about. It's like, yes, Suraj Gurung again it was. The referee just telling him to get up on his feet and let the game resume. Again, the pressure on the goalkeeper for DIBANG United, John Dai. Denzil, the captain for SIANG Warriors, again to take that free kick. He will want to recreate that magic he did from that corner kick from where he scored with just 1 touch. See if he can do that again. Last time it was the elevation and the angle. See if he can do the place it in the same way. This time not quite. Still dangerous. Referee blows the whistle. Looks like it's a free kick for DIBANG United. Lobbed ahead. Doesn't really find anyone. Inadvertently makes it way back to the DIBANG United team member. Wirang with the ball. Plays it back to Tamang. Tamang plays it back up ahead to the left wing. Singfo. Umulingi has the ball. Chips it in. Not a bad pass, but not enough blue shirts to make anything happen. That was not a bad shot. Didn't have the power, but the aim wasn't all that off. Good attempt there by Kelly Pying, but that wasn't really any kind of trouble for the goalkeeper from SIANG Warriors, Riten Bori. Referee blew the whistle. They're not quite sure what happened. He's having a word with the SIANG Warriors goalkeeper, Riten Bori. The defender Kankinam is also getting close, trying to explain. I'm not entirely sure what happened there. We're following the action on the screen, wherein it seems some kind of technical foul may have been committed. The action replay made it clear what happened. The goalkeeper actually grabbed the ball and then he, as you can see, he had the ball with himself. He dropped it, picks it up again, and that's the problem. That's the technical fault, or rather fault on a technicality. The goalkeeper probably didn't even think about this much, and this is, well, you don't get to see this every day. That's definitely not a penalty, but that's a free kick right outside of the penalty box. Takes a shot at the defensive line and does the job. Really, you don't see something like that very often. Probably the first time in the league something like this has happened. And that seems to have spurred the aggression from both the teams quite fast. A lot of jostling and shoving there for the ball possession, but again, really that last foul committed by the goalkeeper and the subsequent call by the referee. A free kick inside the D box, right outside the penalty box. Doesn't happen very often. Probably won't get to see that again anytime soon. Nonetheless, that's what football is all about, really. Looks like a harsh challenge there from the back, but the referee says play on. But just at the dying minutes, really, of the game, 95 minutes plus of game so far, and it's with the added on time of 5 minutes. And at this point, SIANG Warriors is leading by 2-1. And unless DIBANG can really pull off something in the next minute or two, I think it's SIANG who will be going home with 3 points. Player from DIBANG United is down. Game is stalled for the moment. Really, this is not going to do DIBANG any good. Looks like the stretcher is being called in. I'll have to have the player outside of the pitch so that the game can resume. We're just literally at the dying minutes. Maybe a minute or two of gameplay left. This is the added on time. And it's SIANG leading by 2-1. If DIBANG wants anything to be done, now is the time. Player from DIBANG United is carried off the pitch, and the ball is being played on, resumed. Then they'll took that, the captain for SIANG Warriors. Suraj flicks it in ahead. Kenny with the ball, goes down. Doesn't protest the tackle. Fair play there. Maybe though managed to pass the ball along, but finds the defender from SIANG, and that is it. That's the final whistle for the match. It is SIANG Warriors FC who has triumphed over DIBANG United FC with 2-1, and with that, SIANG Warriors have added 3 more points to their overall tally. That means at this point they are still at the second place in the table, and from the looks of it, they are going through to the top 4, the final 4. As mentioned earlier, the only team that has managed that feat so far is Capital Complex FC, who will definitely be in the top 4. And from the looks of it, SIANG Warriors, with that win which we just saw, have added 3 points. So with 19 points, they're right behind Capital Complex. That is the statistics for the match so far. 49% for SIANG, 51% for DIBANG. Very even. Shots are equal, exactly equal. 17 shots on target, however, differs a bit. SIANG 7 shots on target as opposed to 4 by DIBANG. 3 corner kicks for SIANG, 5 for DIBANG. 6 offside by SIANG, 2 for DIBANG. 13 fouls committed by both the teams, and 1 yellow card for SIANG, while 3 yellow cards for DIBANG United. As mentioned before, even if DIBANG United would have won this encounter, it wouldn't have done them much good as far as qualifying for the top 4 is concerned. For SIANG Warriors, it was a different story, of course. They were in the second position, and with this win, they still are in the second position. And looks like they're definitely going to make the way in the top 4. This is, of course, the first match of the day so far, which has just concluded. Please do bear in mind, we still have another match coming up, which will start in an hour's time, which will be between Capital Complex FC and Patkai United FC. Just to give you an idea, Capital Complex FC is at the top of the table with 21 points, 8 games played. So this is their last game, and Patkai United is at 10 points. They've also played 8 games, so this will be their final game. So Capital Complex FC have been very dominant throughout the tournament, except for that one loss which they faced, and that was totally unexpected. Anyway, this is the organizing chairman giving away the best player of the tournament award to the captain from SIANG Warriors, Denzel Ashandi.